welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fawson.
I'm Greg Fawson. We produce the broadcast.
I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia. I'll be doing the reading.
I'm Jake Fernandez.
And I'm your music for today, Anji Kat.
Hi, Angie. Hi, Ernestine. Hi, everybody.
Can you go with her?
Sure. So I just invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, as we recognize that there is that one life, that one power, that one presence that is in, as, and through all that is. That is in and as this service, and in and as each one of us here present today. Each one, regardless of whether they're here in the room with us or out on the computer land or watching it later, right where each one of us is, God is. And so I know that this day unfolds and this service unfolds in ease and grace. I know that everything that needs to be said is said, and everything that needs to be heard is heard, and that it is a rich and fulfilling time we have together. And so in absolute gratitude, I simply release these words. I let it go. I allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
Angie, are you
Yes.
ready to do your thing?
I got a song for you. We're going to go back to Eden today. So
All right.
that's where all the joy lives. So here we go, everybody. This dusty road leads me to nowhere. Miles and miles of traveling alone. Took a wrong turn somewhere and ended up where I started from. There must be some place better than this. So I'm looking everywhere for a sign. All I have to do is stop and ask directions. Now, just what was it I was trying to find? Take me to the place where the sun shines on smiling faces under blue, blue skies, where my heart is happy and free, living a life of joy and meaning. That's the reason I'm going back to Eden. Take me back to Eden. Thought I had to leave to get anywhere, to be any place than where I am. I looked around and finally realized paradise is right before my eyes. Take me to the place where the sun shines on smiling faces under blue, blue skies, where my heart is happy and free, living a life of joy and meaning. Oh, that's the reason I'm going back to Eden. Take me back to Eden. When I close my eyes, I remember, I think I've been here before. No need to run, just surrender. I'm not searching anymore. Take me to the place where the sun shines on smiling faces under blue, blue sky. Take me to the place where the sun shines on smiling faces under blue, blue skies, where my heart is happy and free, living a life of joy and meaning. That's the reason I'm going back to Eden. Take me back to Eden. Going back to Eden, yeah. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go along with you. Sounds like a
All
fun
right,
trip.
sounds good.
Yeah, we'll do a retreat there or something.
That's right.
We're going to take care of some business and we'll be back to you in a bit.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
bet.
The mission for the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro is to create an open, accepting learning environment that recognizes and embraces diversity, peaceful resolution to conflict, and personal and community relationships, and help make the world a better place.
So it is.
And so it is. So like us and check in on Facebook. Oh yeah, check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. And check out our website at cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us and add yourself to the email list, and you can request prayers there. And the calendar has all the things that we're doing. And you can also, there's a place where the affirmations and all the prayers are for at least the last few months. So anytime you need some affirmations or you need some prayers, they're just right there on our website.
Mm-hmm.
So, and remember Michael's blog.
Get ready for a new one.
Yeah, but
Where'd
there's-
February go?
I don't know where February went. I guess it's short. But there are also also lots of them from other months he's been writing them. So if you haven't been reading them, that's good reading out there. So our title today is Bye Bye Guilt, Hello Happiness.
Bye bye guilt.
I knew
Hello
that.
happiness.
I could hear you singing that.
I love the Everly Brothers. They're great.
And you already met our wonderful, inspiring music, Anji Kat. And so today's reading is from In the Spirit by Susan L. Taylor. I don't think she is anymore, but she was the editor-in-chief of Essence. And she's got a lot of good things to say.
So it was.
Oh, because we picked favorite Black authors of ours this month just to honor Black History Month. So we thought that'd be a really nice way to honor it, is just pick out favorite readings and authors of ours. That's what we did.
That's what we did.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
So we're ready for Dr. Ernestine.
We are.
There she is.
Yeah, and I'm ready for all of you. Hello, everyone. We're going to do the affirmations for the week of February 26, 2023, written by Stephan Anthony. Please repeat after me. The universe guides and provides me with everything I need.
The universe guides and provides me with everything I need.
I see the beautiful presence of spirit in everyone I encounter.
I see the beautiful presence of spirit in everyone I encounter.
Each step I take reveals the perfection of the divine.
Each step I take reveals the perfection of the divine.
The reality of my life is molded through my belief and intention.
The reality of my life is molded through my belief and intention.
Every experience I have occurs for my highest and best good.
Every experience I have occurs for my highest and best good.
I am the space for abundant blessings to be born.
I am
in space for abundant blessings to be born.
And together we say,
And so it
is. And I also want to say thank you to Stephan Anthony for writing these affirmations for us week after week after week for many, many years. Every week he comes up with new affirmations and new prayers.
Bless his heart.
Thank you so much, Stephan.
and I always want to say, written by Stephan Anthony with love.
Yes, and it is.
Okay, to the reading. As Reverend Valerie said, the reading is from the book In the Spirit by Susan L. Taylor. If we sincerely want harmony, peace, and joy in our lives, we can have them. But we must be willing to do the work. We must make maintaining an awareness of our spiritual nature first in our lives. Our inner world is the architect of our external world. We don't lose faith in the goodness of life because we are angry or depressed. Rather, we become angry and depressed because we lose faith in the goodness of life. We aren't happy because we are healthy. We are healthy because we are happy. With our minds, we are creating our days. By our choices, we are building either the harmony or pain we experience. The life you are living reflects the life you already established inside. As we acquire and assimilate spiritual knowledge, we liberate ourselves. The imaginary boundary between our inner and outer lives that is drawn as we leave childhood and begin looking outside ourselves for definition is dissolved. Immediate and profound changes occur in every area of our lives as we make learning and applying spiritual insights first in importance. We begin to see that the inner and outer are the same. We realize that the continuous communion with God is the only way to remain conscious of our spiritual nature in the face of our constant daily pressures. When we are conscious of our divinity, we catch the light. We see the truth. We have the wisdom, courage, and stamina to endure, to overcome, and succeed. And together we say, and so it is.
So much.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Some more music.
That's right.
Anji Kat.
Woohoo.
There she
Yes.
is.
I'm going to share a song. We're talking about getting rid of guilt. And this song is called Release, Let It Go. And there's a part in there where I encourage you to sing along with me because we're going to let it all go and we're going to embrace all of that joyfulness in life. So,
Yes.
empty canvas, blank page. Do you keep those colors in a cage? Break the rules, suffer the fools. Freedom is the way you choose. When everything you think you know keeps dragging you down below. Release, release, let it go, and let your life unfold. Open your eyes, arms wide. You were meant for the skies. Feet on the ground, are you still bound? Are you ready to live out loud? Everything you think you know keeps dragging you down below. Release, release, let it go, and let your life unfold. Who named you? Who told you the sky was blue? How do you know what is false and what is true? Rewrite write your story, speak a new word. The power is within you. Release it. Let go. Sing it with me. Release, release it. Let it go. Hold your arms out wide. Release it. Release, release it. Let it go. One more time. Release, feel it, release it. Let it go. Swim the deep end. Let your heart mend. You are bigger than you pretend. Don't look down. Cast away the doubt. Rise up and take up your crown. Everything you think you keeps dragging you down below. Release, release, let it go, and let your life unfold. Release it, let it go.
Very well put. It's a good lesson.
That was beautiful.
Yes, I think so. Thank you.
We're going to have some more of you a little later.
Yes, look forward to it.
Yes. Everybody breathing? Your heart pumping? You're alive. And that's all that counts. That you're here, you're now. You're everything that brought you to this point of your life. And we just bless it. Bless you. So grateful for who and what you are and all that you contribute to life. Just by being alive, just by being you. And there's something that can stifle that, can almost suffocate you from knowing that truth about yourself, and that's guilt. Guilt, I guess it's necessary because it emphasizes mistakes we have made, but it isn't necessary to carry it, to give it life, because we're more than our mistakes, and our mistakes are glorious. And no matter how big they were, how much pain you may have caused somebody, there's still something within you that I declare as good and very good, that something in you can rise above the guilt that you may be carrying. And some people carry guilt all their lives.
Okay.
And I don't understand why, but they do. And for some people, that's easier than saying, forgive me.
Well, so I think we're also invited to feel guilty.
What do you mean?
I mean, I can remember things like, I got good enough grades, but I didn't get straight A's all of the time. And I was always told I was smarter than that, I was better than that. There was just always, regardless of what I did, it should have been better and it could have been better because I was smarter than that and better than that.
Which brings up the important point that a lot of our guilt comes from our families.
Right. So it's an invitation to feel guilty, so you do what somebody else thinks is important as opposed to what we do.
And if you're in a certain religion, you come into this world.
That's right.
You're like this little sweet baby, and you're guilty of sin for some reason. I'll never understand it because guilt is just so devastating. It can keep your creativity stifled. It can ruin your imagination. And it's something that you can let go of. Now, we've all made mistakes in our lives, and we've lived through them. The thing is, don't continue to carry it. Do that inner work. There's a African a bird that's a symbol from an African from the Ghana people of Africa. Actually, from the what's it called? The Akan people of Ghana, and they have this symbol called I'm going to try to say this right. Sankofa. Sankofa is this bird that when you see it, it's flying forward, yet its head is looking backward, and it's carrying in its beak the egg of the future. That's pretty deep, because what it means is that we're always moving forward, even though sometimes it feels like we're not. We're always moving forward, but there's a part of us that wants to look back, and that's okay as long as you're not looking back and reliving whatever it is that you're looking back at. And there's a positive side to that too, because you can look back and see all the great things that have happened in your life and be so grateful for it. But to look back and to continue to fly forward, it's almost like you're flying blindly through the night, hoping everything will turn out all right. And when we look back at things we feel guilty about, sometimes we look back to heal it, to let it go, to surrender, to release. And that's an important thing, because who wants to carry guilt? Who wants to live in guilt? I can't think of anybody. So it's up to us to really continue to fly forward, carrying our future in our beak, knowing that the future is grand, glorious, and ever unfolding for our highest and best good, no matter what we're going through. If we're going through some sort of sickness, if we're going through pain, if we're going through the loss of a loved one, if we're going through failing at something, divorce, all the things that can help us feel guilty about, let it go, because it's just part of life. Life is more than the things that we feel guilty about. Life is more than our mistakes. Yet our mistakes are so important, because they give us the opportunity to look at something within ourselves that needs healing, that needs revealing, that needs uplifting, that needs inspiring. And it's always there at the center of your being. It's always present. So when I saw this picture, I was fascinated by the simplicity of the artwork, yet the powerful message that it brings. Look back and give thanks for the life that you've had that has brought you to this point in time. Look back and feel grateful for the growth that you've gone through in overcoming the guilt and forgiving yourself, because that's what it's all about. If we're feeling guilty about it, we don't need somebody else's forgiveness in order for us to heal. Mm-hmm. We get to forgive ourselves, and there's plenty of ways of doing that. One is just by saying, "I forgive you." Look in the mirror, look into your own eyes, and say, "I love you, I forgive you," and just see what that feels like. You will know what percentage of that guilt is still within you, because it may be very difficult to do that, or maybe just, wow, this is getting easier to do. I can look at myself and say, "I love you, I forgive you," and move on with my life, live my life to the fullest. And mistakes will still happen. People may get hurt by something you say or something you do, but if it's unintentional, you don't have to go into guilt over it. That's their journey, their opportunity to grow in a spiritual fashion. Guilt. Who needs it? I certainly don't, but it still happens. And there's still areas of my life where Continue to work on it, because some guilt is so big that it takes chipping away at it. Chipping away, little piece at a time, till you get to the clarity of who and what you are. That we are divine, we are blessed, we are perfect, we are whole, we're complete, we are children of the Most High. And to me, that just gives me chills up and down my spine. Thanking God for allowing me to be present in this life, present with all those who have blessed me with their energy, with their ideas, present to be fresh, awake, and aware to step into my next greater yet to be, fresh to live life to its fullness. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were out shopping and stuff yesterday, and we were listening to the radio, and we heard two people's experiences while we were out. And the first one was a woman who she was practicing to be a diver, right? To go diving, and she had to get in a pool, and she had to be able to hold her breath for 3 minutes. And so she was talking about her experience while because she was a swimmer, and she was a really good swimmer, but she was talking about her experience while she was under the water, holding her breath. And she talked about things like the diaphragm tells you need to breathe. And she said, you don't really, you just have to shut it up. But as she got deeper into the 3 minutes, other things started coming up. She started getting her inner voice talking about how she was nothing and she wasn't worth anything and she'd never been worth anything. Can you remember some of the other things that went on?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing that happened is she could see her sister above her. And then she went on to talk about how her sister had epilepsy and they were all swimmers. And she was found in the pool just face down like this person was in her being able to stay under the water for 3 minutes. And the guilt about that. And so they decided that she had an epileptic, I can't say it, seizure, and just fell in the water. And so somebody found her and she drowned. But so all of that, and there was guilt around that. And so it was just really interesting to hear her relate that experience of all the negative stuff that came up and all the blame and then at one point she heard her sister talk about, didn't she hear her say, you can do it?
Yeah.
You can do this, you can do it. And so then it began to be transformed into, yes, I can, as opposed to all the negative things that came up. And when she came up, she'd been under the water for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff happened in the 3.5 minutes that she was under the water. And I was thinking how that is how we self-doubt and self-blame and feel guilt and go to all of that stuff. And it was just so amazing to hear her describe that and then be able to move through all of that and do the thing she was there to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we got done with that story, and the next guy was swept out into the ocean in a tsunami. Do you remember what country he was from?
Indonesia.
So, all the homes, all the people, all the, and it's like he's just out there all by himself, and he looks up to the shore, and everything is gone.
His whole
everything
town
is gone. And so he's looking around for other people that might be there, might be able. And so he had been taught by his father how to build a raft and the floating things that were out there. And so he was able to find a log and then find something else and strip the bark and tie a thing. It was just amazing.
He made string out of the bark.
Yeah, he did. It was just amazing. And then he went through guilt of being the only one surviving. and he was able to rescue somebody else, and then somebody else died, and then he left him on the raft because he couldn't make himself push him over into the ocean.
Yeah.
And so it was just interesting listening to the guilt that he put himself through for surviving when everybody else didn't. But he was still able to move beyond that and do the things his father had taught him. And then there was his grandfather. And then there was a point where he actually heard them saying to him, "You have to survive." And his grandfather had told him, "You have to get out into the shipping lane so they can find you."
And that was his father.
Father? Okay, well.
His grandfather taught him how to build a raft, and his father taught him to stay where you are, to wait, and you will be saved.
So it's like 9 days.
What?
And at some point, how did he get water?
Oh, it started raining, and he let it soak his T-shirt so he could bring it into his mouth.
And so I just was so inspired by those stories. And it was interesting to hear the guilt they put themselves through for surviving. And so I think what I want to say about that is it's a really natural thing that we do. And most of the pain and the drama we put ourselves through for feeling guilty is maybe useful for a small amount of time, but when we hold on to it, it can be very devastating and it can really be harmful to ourselves. And so then I went and I looked up quotes by Ernest Holmes, and it's really interesting. I looked in the glossary in the Science of Mind book. I didn't find anything on guilt, so I had to go to another place to look. There's a guy named Tom Sanar who spent years and years going through all of the things Ernest Holmes ever wrote, and you can get it at the archives. I think it's $25. And so I looked up guilt, and I found it in this place and that place, and there are just a couple things I wanted to share about that. In Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, he said, there's a connection between forgiving and healing. Most people have a deep sense of guilt, though it seldom rises into conscious perception. It's like we run around feeling guilty and don't even know why we're feeling guilty. I think that's interesting because I do think we're invited to feel guilty, and things I put down, how I was invited to feel guilt. I was invited to feel guilty for not being smart enough, for not being graceful enough. Just so many things that I was invited also, well, I took that on myself, to be the one that took care of my siblings all of the time. And I'm sure all of those of us who are older recognize that responsibility for siblings and the guilt that we go through if we fail them and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, moving into the bye-bye guilt and hello joyfulness. Ernest said, there's a connection between forgiving and healing. Most people have a deep, unconscious sense of guilt, even though it seldom rises into conscious perception. So he's saying, besides those things that we recognize, there's a deeper layer below that we're carrying around. If we have a deep sense of divine forgiveness, that there's nothing in the divine nature which holds anything against us, we shall carry at the very center of our being a healing power. And I just thought that was so amazing that when we just can recognize that the divine is present right where we are, right within us all of the time, and that there's absolutely nothing being held against us, nothing. And that if we can just, I think if we can just step into that beingness of being that perfection we came here to be, which does come with mistakes and does come with things we wish, and it's still all perfect, and we're all still perfect beings, and we're all still absolutely, completely, divinely loved in every second, in every millisecond, in every hour of every single day and minute of our lives. Imagine how that would change our beingness throughout the day if we were just able to bring ourselves to that awareness over and over and over and over again, minute by minute, or however often it takes. And I guess a good way is what you said about standing in the mirror. And say it again.
Stand in the mirror, look in your eyes and say, I love you, I forgive you.
And recognize that the divine is saying that to us in our being, in every second, all of the time. And we have but to recognize it and accept it and wear it, and let it be part of our beingness.
You know that Sean Penn movie with what's that? There was this nun that he was accused of murder, and there was this nun that came into his life, and she was there to forgive him. And it's a powerful story because he just hangs on to his hatred and all his guilt and everything that he went through by committing one of the most heinous crimes you can possibly commit, taking somebody else's life. That this nun was there to see past through it and into his very being so he could forgive himself. And it's powerful. I can't remember the name.
I'm sure it'll come and we'll look it up and post it. We all had to watch that in practitioner training.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, to just make ourselves aware of the capacity we have for forgiving not only ourselves, but everyone else. And how much lighter we are when we're not carrying all those things around, all the grudges and all the you shouldas and I shouldas and we couldas, and just take our beingness into that 3 minutes that woman was under the water, going through all of her stuff and coming out like, I'm here and I could do it.
So
And
it's almost like a baptism.
it was. And we have the opportunity to give that gift to ourselves of absolutely knowing in our deepest part of our being that we're absolutely perfectly loved and forgiven by the divine all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And all we have to do is forgive ourselves, because the divine already isn't carrying anything. It's not there. It's just right here, and all you have to do is let it out.
Let it out.
Let it out.
Let it go. Let it be. Holy, holy, holy. You ready to pray?
I am. So I just invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Maybe another one. And as we're taking that breath, let the in-breath be the love flowing in from the divine, and let the out-breath be letting go of everything that has ever held us back and that is holding us back now. Every single thing we ever feel guilty for, just breathe it out and breathe in the love and breathe in the divine essence of the beingness that is absolutely perfection all of the time, that is always there present, always saying, I love you, always saying, you're divine, always saying, you're perfect. And as we just recognize that, we recognize that divine being within ourselves, that perfect essence. And as we release all of the tension and all of the guilt and all of the blame and every single thing that has ever held us back, and we step into the inspiration and the love and the peace and the harmony and the joy and the perfect health and the well-beingness and the amazing, amazing divine growth.
Mm-hmm.
We just recognize that is who we came here to be, that is the essence of our being, that is who we each are. And as we look out into the world, we can also look at each one of those beings with that divine perfection. And we can just raise ourselves up past any guilt or blame or anything that's been holding us back, and just release it and let it go. And so as I just know that we're all just moving into this divine essence, moving into this divine beingness, and releasing all that no longer serves us, I just give thanks. I give thanks for this amazing teaching that invites us to let go of the guilt and let go of the blame and to recognize our essence. I give thanks to know that this practice of religious science invites us to absolutely know that as we speak this word, it is already done in the mind of God. It is done. It is done now. So there's nothing for us to hold on to, nothing to hold us back. As we release it, we let it go, then we know that it's already done in the mind of God, and we can just fully release it. And together we release it, and then we say, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Aho. Ashe. And let's do it together. Woo-hoo!
All right, let's put a little joy in our day with the song by Denise Rosier. Feel free to sing along with me. It's pretty easy. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. Love in the words I say, peace in the world, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. Sing that with me. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher again. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher once more. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. In the words I say, peace in the world I make, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. God, every breath I take, ooh, God in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher. Last time. We are lifted up, we are lifted up, we are lifted up higher.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That really brought forth the truth of transcending guilt.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Joy
Yeah.
in our day. That's what we're
Yeah.
after.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to have one more song for me as soon as we finish this business.
All right.
Sounds great.
We'll be right back.
All right.
So here we are again in that giving mood, in that receptive mood. They're both the same. Giving and receiving is both the same. You can't have one without the other. If you're giving and not open to receiving, you're building a dam,
Yeah.
keeping the good food on. And it's saying the opposite.
It just reminds me of a time when I was trying to give something back to my sister that she was trying to give me, and she's like, "Here's where you say thank you." So I do think we block our good by thinking it was just only out or just comes in, and it's, it's giving and receiving.
So we're opening for the good of receiving, and we invite you to participate, but giving whatever it is that you feel good about giving, and we'll accept it with all the love, knowing that it comes back doubled and tripled and infinitely better. So shine your light towards the monitor or wherever you are. If you're here, shine towards the basket, and just repeat after me. I give thanks to the eternal life of pure spirit.
I give thanks to the eternal life of pure spirit,
Knowing that it expresses through me in this moment.
knowing that it expresses through me in this moment.
As I give, I receive lovingly.
And as I give, I receive lovingly.
And I give lovingly.
And I give lovingly.
For this and so much more, I'm eternally grateful.
For this and so much more, I'm eternally grateful.
I let go, I let God, and I allow it to be.
I let go, I let God, and I allow it to be.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit of Anji Kat coming forth.
Yes, yes, yes.
There we go. Well, and just in case you need a little bit more oomph to let it go, we're going to do this song. I know you all know it by Ricky Byers-Beckwith. I release and let go. So let me hear you sing it.
Now I see it.
I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more guilt, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I am free in the spirit. Yes, we're only here for God.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It's interesting because my voice has been gone most of this service, and I'm a agapeite. I was raised and born out of the agape machine, and that song just opened something up in me. Hearing that, because I can't tell you how many times I've sung that
That's
song.
awesome.
They sang it in every single service.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I was going to say, I'm here singing. Put me on too.
Right? Absolutely. Next time we'll have a group sing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We actually both were. At
Great.
the top of our lungs.
Good.
So,
Anything anybody else wants to share before we talk about
so
Zoom? That thing we do?
I do. I just think it was a great topic. I know we all carry guilt. I know I carry a lot of guilt, and just encouraging to, and not just guilt, self-blame and self-doubt.
Yes.
So those three, just let it go, and just being reminded, not reminded, just learning that God holds nothing against me. I just thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with me. It's like, it's funny, just this week, it seems like it's always perfect for the sermon of the week, but I was feeling, this is the strangest thing, but when I was little, I didn't always have socks. I was from a family of 6, and it's like now when I went to get, it's like I feel guilty about buying enough socks, and because it's like, it is just something I think my parents didn't do it to me necessarily. It's just not feeling, somewhere that, you just can carry that with you, that, and it's like, no, I need to breathe, and it's okay that I, So it felt a very, very good message.
Yeah. Listen,
I like how you can chip away at it little by little. Just look in the mirror and accept yourself.
yeah. Listen, Marianne Williams saying you didn't come here to be less than.
What is it?
Dim my light.
Yeah.
We came here to shine our light.
Yeah.
So you have a great birthday.
Yay! 5 stars.
5 stars.
All colors.
We love you.
Good, sister.
We love you and we like you too.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so we're going to continue this conversation on Zoom, and we invite you to join us because we have a good time on Zoom too. And there's lots of people here today, so it's going to be lots of fun. So
Good energy.
yeah. So the Zoom link is in the comments. And if you happen to miss it, it's also on our website under the calendar for today's service. So we really, really would love to see you on Zoom afterwards. So join us.
Yes.
So
Where's the puppy?
She's asleep.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Reverends, but she slept through the whole thing.
And you shouldn't feel guilty about that. You should not feel guilty about that.
She was holding consciousness.
that's right.
She wasn't sleeping, she was meditating. She's going into that state of holding consciousness.
That's right.
Yeah.
Holding vigil.
We put up this whole fence between our living room and because we have a big opening from the living room to the nook, and so Greg caught her going up on the chair, up on my desk, and over the couch to get.
There's a will, there's a way.
No
Who
guilt.
says she's not smart?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Thanks, Angie. Great song.
Should we do a benediction?
Benediction?
Oh, yeah.
Benediction.
Okay, so one more time, I just invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just release everything that no longer serves you. As we step into the glory of this moment, as we step into the glory of the fact that the sun's shining and it's warm outside and we get to not be shoveling. And so just in absolute gratitude for this day, for everyone that's here, for all of the blessings that we all have. I'm so grateful. I release it, I let it go, and together we all say, and so it is. See you on Zoom. Woohoo!
Everybody have a great day.
Have a great day.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're stretching the envelope. Oh.